take a deep breath together. Breathing deeply. Breathing in 3, 4, 5 counts. Breathing out. It is absolutely wonderful to have you in the room with me today. And so we are grateful for our spiritual family. For those who are sitting here, mask on, but so joyful to be together. And knowing that we are still one with those of our family who are sheltering in place still. And so we open hearts and minds right here, ready to receive, ready to hear what we need to hear, ready to feel what we need to feel, ready to discern what there is to discern for us this morning. Not only from the message, but from every word spoken, every note that's sung. And so we allow ourselves now to drop into that very special place within ourselves that is not just a physical place, but a place of consciousness where our awareness of the divine is heightened and enhanced. And now we offer fully mind, body, spirit, and heart to this service. Continuing to breathe deeply. Letting go of all that is occupying our minds, if possible. And honoring those thoughts which must still linger. Watching them, being aware of what chooses to stay. Allow yourselves to drop a little further into that heart space. Continuing to breathe, being conscious of the breath as it moves in and out. In slowly, out slowly, relaxing the body, the mind, the spirit, the heart. And now we stand, each as the beloved souls that we are, without the facade, without judgment, and in total gratitude. As we now sing our centering song, Spirit's Prayer. Together.
Loving Spirit dwells in me. This is my divinity.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So happy to be here today. This song is called All Fades Into God, and it's by Ricky Byers-Beckwith. And I'm Lainey Bernstein. In my pain, there inside my weakness is the seed of something greater in me, and the shame of not choosing higher in all the disappointing moments fade into God. No mistakes have been made in God. All the ways that we seem to fail in God all fade. It all fades
Now let's recite our children's blessing, not only having our own children in our hearts and minds, but children all over the world. Children of light, we
See you guided and directed by an inward spirit that leads you into the path that is right for you. We see you strong and whole. We see you blessed and prospered. We see you courageous and confident. We see you as the spiritually perfect beings you truly are. Children of light, we bless you.
And today's good word is from 365 Science of Mind. Today I expect greater joy, happiness, and peace. Realizing that all action starts with and is a result of consciousness, I prepare my mind to receive the best that life has to offer. Mentally, I associate myself with that which is good, beautiful, and happy. Accepting that all things are possible to the one who has faith, I daily increase my expectancy. I broaden my vision to include the greater good for myself and others. I cultivate faith, keeping my consciousness open to an increasing awareness of my union with good. Today I expect an increase. Today I expect greater joy, more happiness, deeper peace, and a more complete sense of divine power. Today I meet everyone with the understanding that he or she is a part of the divine order. Today I gladly and joyfully enter the kingdom of good. I know that I have life, that I have intelligence, that I live by faith and am part of the one divine being. Therefore I accept this life fully, without reservation. I hold the conviction that good is the eternal reality, that I live in this good now. And God is able to make all grace abound towards you, from 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 9. So let's repeat together our affirmation 3 times.
Today I expect greater joy, happiness, and peace. Today I expect greater joy, happiness, and peace. Today I expect greater joy, happiness, and peace.
Lainey Bernstein.
I need my glasses for this one. So this one is called Absence of Fear. It was written by Jewel. And I loved it so much that I recorded it on my first CD. It's called Souls on Fire, my first CD, and I recorded it in 2007. I don't have any copies with me today, but I will bring some next time. Inside my skin, there is this space. It twists and turns. It bleeds and aches.
It's nice to have you in the room with me. So I had an interesting conversation with a special friend last night. She had talked to another friend of hers several days ago, and the friend was full of conspiracy theories about everything that's going on, and very passionate and effusive about her feelings about what was going on and what she thought what was happening, and some of her fears and what we ought to do and why we got to rise up and things like that. And so this friend of mine was just kind of wondering, what do I do with that? When we're faced with people who are all caught up in the stuff that's happening and the volume of it and the passion of all of it. And she wasn't quite sure what to do with it, so she didn't do anything with it. And she thought perhaps something was wrong with that, because perhaps I need to let them know what I feel about what's happening. Perhaps I need to say something and let them know that I don't agree. And I think in times of this is really where we need one of those 12 faculties of man that we're talking about this year, the power of power. Because power is not about what we do to other people. Power is about and is having and wielding command and authority over our own thoughts and actions. And especially when we're faced with things like that, where you have all kinds of stuff coming at you, and you're wondering what to do. And being in your power doesn't mean you have to give something back and match what's coming to you. We can be in our power, command our thoughts, words, and actions, and just be in the presence of someone who is totally in their passion and in their feelings about whatever it is they're talking about. No response is a response. It doesn't mean you've agreed or acquiesced or signed up for the fight. It just means you're listening. And being in our power sometimes is being okay with people not necessarily knowing what you think, feel, and believe, and knowing that they may make judgments about that you don't like. It's okay for people not to know what you think and feel and believe in. It's okay not to respond. It's okay, and sometimes very much needed, not to fight back or give back the same energy that's coming at you. And if we're truly in our power and in command of our thoughts, words, and actions, then you don't need to. It's okay to just be with that. Most of the time, you're not going to change their mind anyway. And unless you're ready to get into a debate or to get into a fight about it, often it's best just to be. Be completely in your power, because power, true power, is quiet and restrained and has everything to do with what's going on inside you and nothing to do with what you're giving out. But we have to be comfortable with people not knowing what you really think and believe. And be okay with them making judgments about that. And still be able to stand in who you are, be comfortable in your own skin, and not have to be on display. It's an interesting place to be. Especially when you're dealing with people that you know well and love. Because sometimes we just want them to know what we think, or we just want to set them right. That was usually what I wanted to do. Oh no, I think you're wrong, so I need to tell you this, what I feel, and what I believe. Oh, you were so wrong about that. Let me bring you down the right path. Sometimes we just need to let people be where they are, who they are, how they are, and love them right there. That, I think, is our truest display of power. And be okay with just being you. And being a mystery. I've gotten used to, as a spiritual leader, at most of the time, not talking about what I believe and what I think. And why and how I vote. It really makes no difference. And I did have to sit with the feeling that people might make judgments if I don't join in the talk about whatever's being talked about. And in the moment when it's happening, I'm wondering, should I say something? Should I say something? Maybe I should just agree because that's easier. Maybe I should say something so that they know, am I not speaking because I'm afraid to say what I believe in? Or am I truly just at peace with what is, and I don't need to do this? So often I'm having this conversation in my head as there's the other conversation going on. But it is a good way to check in to see if you're really in your power or are you in fear. It could change depending on who you're talking to and who's in the room. We see it on social media all the time, don't we? Now, the other day I was reading somebody had a joke about something, and a few people turned that around and started this debate about something, and she had to come back in and said, folks, it was just a joke. What are we doing? Can we take a breath, please? And they still didn't want to back off. They still had to go back in. And so there's just post after post after post. People at each other, and then the names started being hurled. Where are we? Where's our power, folks? It's truly here. And if we don't have enough power within ourselves to just take a breath and slow down. And slow down the information coming in. Slow down the noise coming in. And just breathe so you remember who you are and what you're here for in this moment, so that you can hear whether or not your higher self wants you to open your mouth and speak. Or are you just going to rapid fire and shoot it out? Power is that ability to not pull the trigger when you feel that hair trigger response starting to lurch in your chest. You know the feeling. Just wanna. I just wanna. Yeah. You can feel it starts to turn right here. You're like, I just wanna let loose. Yeah. Power lets you know and understand that trigger's right there and the finger's right in front of the trigger and it's shaking. The trigger finger's shaking, wanting to pull that trigger because it would just feel better in the moment to let it go, wouldn't it? But power lets you relax that finger and take it off the trigger and sit back and know who you are and know you don't have to respond. And know that it's okay if people make judgments. They're making them anyway. Do you need to run with the pack? True power is knowing you don't need to run with the pack. You can be in the pack. You can watch them run around. You can watch them nipping and playing with each other. And you can just be there and watch the pack do its thing. we need to run with the pack. There's a lot of pack mentality out there on all kinds of sides, and there's probably about 300 sides right now. At least. Yeah.
You have to overlook that and see their true beauty, right?
Yeah. What's your true beauty?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
What is your true beauty in that moment?
yeah.
And just be aware of yourself. Yeah. That's where the power is. To be able to breathe, think, concentrate, hear what's in here, know what the still small voice is telling you, even if you're arguing with that still small voice in your head, where it's saying, just be calm, just sit, be quiet, just take it in, or just hear. You don't have to take it in. Just let the noise, let the pack do its thing all around you. Again, be the eye in the storm like we talk about so often. Be the eye in the storm. The eye in the storm is quiet and still. As I was thinking about this talk today, I was thinking about Jesus before Pontius Pilate, and when he was being questioned. He could have stood up and said, do you know who I am? Do you know what I could do? But I choose not to. Because I am the Son of the Most High. And this is going to play out another way. I mean, it could have been totally different. Because yes, people were questioning him. Who the heck do you think you are? What is this? What is your kingdom? People say that you're the Son of God. What is that all about? And Jesus probably could have been within his rights to spit back a whole lot of stuff. And what did he do? He asked questions back. So the story's told. So if in a story a man like that can be in front of a situation like that and not respond wildly and crazily, with force and loudly, then surely, because greater things than that will we do, surely we can be in the situations we're in. And maybe ask a question, or say, that's interesting. Haven't heard that theory before. And then move on. Segue into something else. Why not? Know your power. Affirm your power. Say every day, I have command over my thoughts, words, and actions. I'm the master of my universe. This universe, me, my energy. What I say, what I do, what I think. And be, like Lainey so beautifully sang, in the absence of fear. Because when we have that feeling, we want to fight back and throw something back at people when they're all over us with what they think and believe. Sometimes we get in fear. Usually, we're in fear in that moment. Somebody feels like they're fighting us, we want to fight back. Somebody's throwing their beliefs at us, we want to throw ours back. That's a fear response. But to be in the absence of fear, and now your other song is fading in, and allow yourself to fade into God, the divinity that you are, and be in that moment. Powerful, quiet, strong, asking a question perhaps, saying I love you, hearing the noise, I love you. Thanks for sharing. the weather nice and not feel a thing. And you'll know when you're truly in that power when that hair trigger response doesn't show up anymore. Where you're aware of the pack, running around, doing its pack thing. All the hype is getting higher and louder because everybody's joining in, everybody feels good because the pack's running together and they're feeling strong. Because now we're all together. We've all got this. We all believe the same thing. It's okay to be in that. And be okay with your thoughts. Even if you agree, you don't have to be a part of the noise. I think we could use so many more powerful individuals just being in themselves, in their power, wherever they go. And emitting that powerful energy. You know your energy affects other people. You know everybody else's affects you. And if you are solidly in yours, you're like a force field. And whatever comes your way just bounces, fades around. And you're part in the Red Sea. Part in the Red Sea. No big deal, no stress, no extra energy. It's not going to wear you out. You don't take on other stuff because your stuff is so strong, it can't penetrate your energy. And you just leave a wake of power behind you and around you. And people don't know what it is when they're in their stuff. They won't know how to engage with you, which might be a good thing, because they'll probably go away. Because they'll go find somebody else that they can match wits with. This power is your God-given inheritance, and it's always right there. You just have to call it in. You just have to remember it's there and activate it. When you feel the hair trigger, take a breath and let it go away. Relax the trigger finger. Just relax. Relax. Bring the blood pressure down. Ask yourself, what do I want in this moment? Do I want to engage, or do I just want to be here peacefully in my power? What do you want? Sometimes you want the fight. If you got to be in it, go fight. And don't knock yourself for it later. Just know that's what you needed in the moment. And maybe in the next moment you'll choose something differently, if that's what you want. But know that it's there. No one else can have power over you, no matter how loud they get. Nobody has power over you. Doesn't matter how big they are, how important they are, how loud they are, how popular they are, how many friends they have on Facebook, how much money they make, no matter what they drive. Nobody has power over you. You are the boss of you. And when you truly know that you're the boss of you, you don't have to tell anybody. They'll know. And they'll go find somebody else they can play with. So be in this divinity of yours. You're already in it. You just have to remember, recognize, activate it, respond, express it, get used to it. And the more you get used to it, then subconsciously it just activates. You won't have to call it in. You won't have to say, oh, I need to be in my power right now. It'll just start expressing You'll be in it all the time. And then you'll realize one moment when you're in a stressful situation, later on it'll dawn on you that that did not affect you. You'll say, oh, this was different. What happened? That's power. And you'll know that something's different about how you're living and expressing right now. Nothing will seem big anymore. Nothing will feel intimidating anymore. If it's something new, you'll know that it's just something you need to learn or maybe educate yourself about. But you won't be thrown off course anymore. So know it's all inside. It's actually more than just inside. It is you. You don't have the power. You are the power. You are the power. Let's take this into meditation. So let's breathe in power. Whatever way you feel power, feel it now. Is it something you see? Is it a color? Do you feel more powerful in a particular place? Is there a particular song that makes you feel your power? Call that feeling in now. And just let yourself feel it. See yourself in your full power. What does that look like? What are you doing? Are you feeling your most powerful when you sing? When you lead meditation? When you're landscaping? Building something? Teaching? Helping a client. What is that feeling when you're in that circumstance that makes you feel powerful? What is that? Call it in right now. Call it in. Feel it in your heart. Feel it in your bones. Feel it in every cell of your body, for that's where God is. Every time you are in your power, you are expressing the divine. You are expressing the divine. You are God clothed in skin. God clothed in skin. The very hands and feet of God. The very voice of God. And in those special moments, when you're feeling that power, know that you can call that power in to every other circumstance of your life. You are power. Power is you. You are part and parcel of the same force that created the heavens and the earth. Just feel it. Stay in it. Memorizing what it looks like. What it feels like. What the color is. How peaceful it is. How right it is. Breathe it in, breathe it out. Knowing that you have an energetic force field around you. That no one and no thing can destroy, can take from you. You are the master of your thoughts, words, and actions. You are self-mastery itself. Let's take a breath in together. Breathing in life and love and exhaling life and love. Not only to our beloved family in this room, but to all of our spiritual family, no matter where they are at this moment. Keep breathing. Sending your positive, loving, powerful energy to every being on this planet. You are limitless, infinite, not bound by the physicality of your body. Your consciousness is so much more. You are expansive. Expansive, powerful beings created to share special gifts on this planet that no one else can share, just like you. You're an integral part of this puzzle that is humanity. Keep breathing it, feeling it, circulating it, knowing that even as you share your power, more power is coming into you. The light that is God. We expect increase, happiness, peace, joy, beauty, prosperity, greater sense of divine power. Let's just just be in the silence for a few moments together as we continue to beam this power. Expand our power beyond our skin. And so it is. Amen. So we stay in our power, continue to feel it as we recite our celebration of giving. Together, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all the good that I am and have, all the good that I give and receive, and so it is. And now Lady Bernstein blesses us again.
This song is called Home from the Wiz. Celebration of being back home in your church home.
I will collect the tithes, but people else credit card.
No, we're not passing it around, just drop it in the basket.
When I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. I wish I was home, I wish I was back there with the things I've been knowing. Wind that makes the tall trees bend into leaning. Suddenly the snowflakes that fall have a meaning, sprinkling the scene, makes it all clean. Maybe there's a chance for me to go back
Really?
So let's bless our tithes and offerings.
Thank you.
We are truly grateful for all the time, treasure, and talent that flows into this community so that we can continue to do our good work that not only benefits this house, but the world at large as well. Amen.
Amen.
And just a few announcements. Thank you for coming with Mass and all ready and prepared and following all the, the rules. And I truly do appreciate all of you. Next Sunday, May 24th, we'll have our Zoom discussion. We'll still, even though some of you may be in the room, we'll have a link online and we'll have a laptop set up and we'll talk to people who want to do Zoom remotely. So I'll have that out in the Facebook event and also next week's newsletter. We'll have a link to that so people can get on Zoom and we can all have a discussion together, whether in their homes or sitting here with us. Unity Spiritual Center, there's an app for that. If you haven't downloaded the app yet, there's a link on our last newsletter. And you can just download that app. You can find out all the events, details about what's going on. There's the prayer wall, which I'm really excited about. Please check out the prayer wall where you can put up your prayer request. You can let somebody else know that you're praying for them and put a note on their particular request. It really is very, very nice. So take time to look at that prayer wall. I'm excited about that. Anything else? Yoga still continues Wednesday, 6:30 to 7:30. We are going to try doing it in person this Wednesday. We will see how it goes.
She said maybe outside.
Okay. So we're gonna, so just be open, be prepared. We'll see how this goes so we can have some social distancing, but still be able to be together. So it is an experiment, and we'll decide after Wednesday night whether or not we're going to do it the same, or we're going to go back and do it Facebook Live. Okay? Another announcement we now have out in the front rack on the wall, you look at just as you're coming in the door, we have our 12 Powers cards in the rack. So feel free if you want to take a card home, there's a particular thing you want to affirm during the week. It not only has a definition of what that power means, but it has an affirmation there for you to work with. And there's also a sheet there with a summary of the 12 powers, what they're about, where they came from, and what does it all mean. And it explains the color that goes with it. There's a particular part of the body that's associated with it, each power, and the particular disciple who's represented by that power. So check that out. And last I want to announce, they weren't able to be here, but our beloved family members, Tony and Nick, are moving. And they are going, there's been a change in Tony's job, and they'll be moving to West Texas. So they were not able to be here this morning. They wanted to be able to come and say goodbye and just have some time with us for a little bit. So Tony and Nick, if you're watching, we just want to send you on your way with all the love that we have to give, knowing that you are still part of the family, you always will be, and we look forward to having you back with us whenever you can be. So we're just sending you with lots of love, and so we're holding for them and affirming for them their new perfect home, their new perfect neighborhood, and we know everybody who they meet is going to love them like we do.
We love you.
Absolutely.
We love you.
Fred, do you have anything you want to announce?
Yeah.
Come on up.
Well, I was going to announce something, but first I wanted to tell a joke.
It's good to be back. Yeah, it's good to be back.
There was two guys that died, and the first one was standing in line going into the pearly gates, and he was dressed in real loud shorts and a loud Hawaiian t-shirt, and kind of like Pete, you know? Kind of dressed like Pete. So St. Peter said, okay, what's your name? He said, my name is Joe Cohen. I'm a taxi driver from New York City. He looked at his book and he said, perfect. He said, here's a gold staff and a silk robe, and go this way. So the next guy that comes up says, I am Reverend Charles Sanford from the largest Christian church in the South. And he said, you're on my list. He gave him a wooden staff and a cloth robe. And he said, whoa, wait a minute. You just gave that guy a gold staff and a silk robe. I don't get it. And he goes, well, up here, we judge on results. When you preached, people slept. When he drove, people prayed. We're going to attempt to get a picture. We put out the flags today for the first time. Jerry was so gracious to get all the poles and the anchors put in. So we've got the flags up. We're going to take a picture and we're going to try to get it posted so everybody can see a picture of how they look when they're up. We're going to put the flags up on holidays, like next weekend. And we will attempt to let them stay up on Sunday morning until Monday afternoon, since it's Memorial Day weekend. And we will follow that procedure every time we have a holiday that celebrates Labor Day and things like that. So we just want y'all to be appreciative of the fact that those are very special flags. So look at Facebook, or we'll try to change our web page picture to see what those flags up. So just pay attention. If you happen to come by the church today, they'll be up all day. We won't take them down until dusk. So we appreciate everything everybody's done. I will say this to the congregation. Last month, we did online giving for the most part. We didn't have rent coming in from an outside source, and our budget, we had $400 more in giving than we had on a normal budget month.
Wow. Praise God.
Okay?
Wow.
We feel very, very blessed that everybody has accepted the fact that that's going to be the new norm, the way to give, and we really appreciate everybody's gifts that they're continually giving, and all the effort that everybody gives to make to get us through this difficult time. This has not been an easy task for Kim. She's kind of pulling double duty or triple duty, and so we really appreciate the fact that she has embraced the changes that we have to make. Okay? So thank y'all. We appreciate it.
That was Fred Gardner, our Board of Trustees President. Thank you, Fred. So let's do our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Hit it, Quinn. Hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road, and all this wave is stringing us along. Just know you're not alone, and now I welcome you back. Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't give to the demons, they fill you with you down. You get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone. And now I welcome you back home. Ooh. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. The trouble, it might drag you down. You get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone. And now I welcome you back home. Ooh. And now let's stand and let's recite in our full power our vision affirmation for Unity Spiritual Center. Together, we are
a growing, thriving spiritual community. We are stepping more fully into our innate divinity and earnestly expressing our I am nature each day. We give freely, generously, and lovingly to the places where we receive our spiritual food, and we are manifesting overflowing abundance in every area of our lives like never before. Our collective energy is a positive magnetic force that attracts spiritual seekers to our center every week, and our Sunday services and events are now filled to capacity. We are peace, we are prosperity, we are joy, we are love, we are Unity Spiritual Center, Saxe.
Lady Bernstein, thank you so much.
Thank you for being with us, Reverend Kim.
Loved it, loved it, loved it. Lots of music today, it was great. Have a perfect week, a wonderful week, and thank you for coming in.
Yes.
Yeah, glad to be here.